My name is Zachary Weldon, and this is my website for web development class of my final project. This website was really fun to make for me. I enjoy Skyrim. I think the RPGs in general are pretty good, but this RPG really kind of set the standard to me in what an RPG should be. Um, my final front page has it's got a YouTube video that links the game's original E3 trailer. I've got a couple little drop boxes here that gives you a little bit of neat information. Things like the copies sold or what kind of game versions they have, voice actors, their Skyrim's influence on gaming, all kinds of neat little things here. Below this, I actually have a bunch of guard quotes. I think that the guards have some very funny quotes that kind of add a little bit extra to the game. And I kind of wanted to share that in a carousel style because I think that looks really good. Below this, I've got a picture of the game developer Todd Howard. I think that it's kind of funny that the game has been memed so much, and so I kind of think that it was a nice touch to add a little bit of extra memes here. Um, Before I dig into the main meat of the website, I do want to note that overall it was a pretty straightforward project. I used Bootstrap to design it, and I think that Bootstrap really helped streamline the process a lot more. I will say that there was some difficulty in setting up things like the carousel because just making sure you're paying attention to the little steps and making sure that you've put it all down right. Um, the YouTube video on its own was a little bit difficult because it was a set of different steps set up to make sure it ran right. But once it was small things that kind of just got in the way. It was nothing that was really too difficult. I will say that the feature that I'm probably most happy about would probably be the mods I recommend page. I have a slider, a carousel there that's got links that you can select. I'll show that when I get to that page. Um, so I want to go over the game and story and features tab. Here I have a carousel again describing all the different holds in Skyrim because honestly I think it really adds to the content of it by talking about the different places you can explore. You can explore Whiterun and its plains. You could explore Falkreath and its forest. You could explore the Reach and its mountainous dangers that it holds in the mountains in the Forsworn. You could explore up in Hafengar, where they have mountains to the north and plainish regions to the south. We could go through Hijel Marsh, which is simply just a marsh area. And I talk about these in a little bit more detail in the slides, but I really want to hit the main points here because really I want the content to stand out when the website is viewed, in your own personal experience. You have the Pale, which is very snowy plains that hides quite a lot of interesting little secrets and tombs. And Winterhold. Winterhold being the home to the College of Winterhold, where you can learn more about magics. East March, which is steamy geysers to the south and snowy plains to the north. Very interesting hold because of its extreme change in climate. And then the Rift, which has its. I really love this region in Skyrim because it's almost autumn like. It's year round grounds covered in leaves, and honestly it's quite a lot of interesting little hiding spots for animals and thieves are alike. These are also really fun to design. I designed these boxes with the intent of being able to kind of give a scroll down and give a brief overview of some of the big main quests in Skyrim. I have little pictures here that kind of these are really achievements that you could get in the game, and I chose to use the images for the achievements because I think it really kind of just adds a little extra touch to it, and I really love the images, and I hope that people can enjoy the images as they pull them out too. These are a bunch of different main quests. The Way of the Voice is the main quest line for Skyrim's content. Blood's Honor is one of your first major side quests you'll come up with in the form of the companions and their guild. The Civil War, which is one of the main features you'll note throughout Skyrim between the Stormcloaks and the Imperial Legion. The Eye of Magnus, which is the College of Winterhold's main quest line. It gives you a little bit more insight into the magic system. And Hail Sithis, which is more of the Dark Brotherhood, a cult group that are basically like murderers for hire, and you can learn a little bit more about it through these different. You can learn a little bit more about all of these quests through these little text boxes I have, and so on. And I guess another thing is, it may seem like I use a lot of carousel styles, but I think the carousels really complement this very well because Skyrim has so much content and so much to look at that I really feel like it's best to kind of show things like the Daedric quests and things like different locations in Skyrim through this slideshows because there's just so much. These are a bunch of different Daedric princes and their quest lines. Each Daedric prince kind of has like a different little quest, and once you've done the quest for them, you get their boon. Their boon is basically a little extra reward or some kind of buff that you can have that would really help out in your journeys throughout the game. If you're not a big fan of going through the main quest line, there are tons of side quests. I think this image very so much surmises the Skyrim theme in general because everybody is always doing side quests. More often than not, you're probably doing more side quests than you are main quests. Some of the big quests that I want to touch on are my personal favorites. Really, all of these are my personal favorite, and you'll notice that when you highlight them, when you hover over them, they'll highlight, which I think is a really nice touch because it kind of helps you keep up with where you're at and where all you've read before. I think that these quests really kind of stand out more than the others, in that they hold a little bit more. They hold a little bit more memorability to them. Laid to Rest, for instance, is a really great quest where you help the ghost of a child figure out who murdered her and her mother in an attempt to kind of get justice in the swampy regions of Morthal. Okay. The next page is a how to mod page. I set this page up with the intentions of teaching new players in Skyrim on how to mod, but really you can kind of take this as an extension and use it to mod in other places too. The left, so I set this up in a 2-column style because I think it was a really great way to present this information as a setting up and then running things. The left side is your setting up style, so it teaches you how to set up Skyrim, how to set up the mod manager and get it prepared to install mods and things like you would to be able to use the game. One thing I will note though while I'm going through this, make sure that when you set these things up, you always save everything in the same drive. I do note it down here in step 4, but it is very important to set all these up in the same drive in order to ensure that things work properly. Your right page has got a couple links. You can use each of these links. This link and this link allow you to go to the Nexus page. So this lets you go to the actual Skyrim Special Edition modding page, and this page lets you go to the Community Edition mod tool. Each of these steps will demonstrate how to run a file and upload a mod to the Nexus in order to be downloaded and used. And another thing, and one of the final steps here is I kind of recommend how to use different mods and stuff. So one thing I recommend is loot, which is really beneficial if you're trying to set up mods in an ideal order to keep things from crashing. Down here I set up another column style that basically describes everything I talked about up there in pictures, so that way it's easier to follow along because it's easier for some people to learn through pictures than it is through wording. This is the page that I really like the most. This mod page has a carousel in it, and each carousel has an interactable link. So I can click this link here, for instance, and I can go into a page that describes it, and then I can go through and kind of take a look at a little bit of a highlight over it. And if I'm really curious about it, I can go click these links, and it'll take me to the main mod authors page on Nexus. Each one of these has, a different bit of content. Some of them have a little more content than others because some mods do a little bit more than others. For instance, the Skyrim Way Shrine mod allows way shrine traveling in Skyrim, and it disables the fast travel systems that you can find these way shrines throughout the world space and use them to teleport to different locations. And once more, there are links to each of these pages. If you're not a fan of using the links through these slides, you can also go through the mods I recommend page. Each of these links will take you to the same place that those will. I just thought it was a nice touch to have them in both spots because it gives you an opportunity to look at it through a different location, so you don't have to scroll all the way up. I think that really covers everything that I wanted to show in this video regarding this project. It was a really fun project. I enjoyed working on this. I enjoyed learning about using Bootstrap and utilizing it in this website. It was really great opportunity to be able to learn a little something and to be able to apply it and possibly take some knowledge away and use it in other aspects. Thank you for watching this video. Take care.